Dudes and dudettes, how are you guys? This is Chazzy and welcome back to What's the Damage, the good old WTD question mark here on my channel. This was supposed to be a question mark, but it came out looking like voodoo or something, I don't know. I am on a roll with these WTDs, man. You know, it's the segment on this channel where I get to, let the dogs out and give you guys heated opinions, sometimes with rants and freaking screaming. I can't curse anymore on YouTube, though. That used to be fun when I could, way back in the day. But I do believe this is going to be the third What's the Damage in a row, and there might be a fourth one. I just have a lot of things to complain about lately, and today this video is sort of like a remake slash spiritual successor slash reboot to the first one that I did back in 2019 when my channel kind of sucked. I'm even wearing the same shirt that I did on that occasion, and I'm going to be talking about something that was also, I've been wanting to do this video for a while, but I was also very heavily inspired by something that I saw on Twitter, a few moments ago, actually, before recording. While I was getting set up, I happened to come across this tweet, and it just irked me, it rattled me down to my core, and I really want to talk about, a problem that I do think has been, infecting the gaming community for many years now, and I don't really know how I'm going to structure this, but I'm going to give you guys my arguments, as they come, because when it's a concept vlog, just me talking, there's no script, I just ramble on, so it's like Ryan Hiegel when he's off the pill, those podcasts. So basically, now I have a very strong opinion, you can consider it positive or negative depending on your viewpoint, but I have a very strong opinion about difficulty in games, I am not a fan of hard games, never was. I don't like a challenge. It's not that I don't like a challenge, but I don't like it when the challenge is nigh, impossible, when it's so hard that not even the developers can freaking do it, Now, it's really interesting when you take this concept to the actual game creators themselves. Like, there was something this time, some time ago, I do believe it was on IGN, of the creators of Cuphead playing the game and trying to beat the bosses, and that actually begs the question, sometimes if a game is really, really hard, can even the creators themselves overcome them, Can the people who made the game beat the game? And if they can't, how would they expect us to, I don't like it when something is way too hard, It's not that I want every game that I play to be over the top easy, I'm just not a fan of when it's too hard, Like, I'm the kind of person who will forever be there in the spectrum between normal and medium difficulty, Like, sometimes I'll play a game on easy if I just want to blow through it or do something on YouTube or get achievements, And I will only play it on hard if there are achievements involved and if I consider it to be doable, Examples like X-Men Origins Wolverine back on the Xbox 360, Rise, Son of Rome that I beat on the hardest difficulty, not too hard of a game, There are a few, like Cuphead was tough, it is the hardest game I've ever beaten in my entire life, and it was freaking crazy. And Gears of War on Insane, all of them up until now, I did them, but that was only possible because I did it with co-op, I did it with friends, same thing with Halo 3 on Legendary, There are games that I really cannot beat by myself, I need help, and it's just very weird when it happens because I have anxiety, and I am a very anger-induced person. Like, it's not that I'm spiteful, I just don't know how to lose, I admit, guys, I am a sore loser, okay? I admit it's a character flaw of mine. It does make me sometimes be a little insufferable, but in social circles, if I'm playing with friends for fun, then it's okay, I know how to lose. But if I'm playing something a bit more competitively or going for an achievement in a game, or I just really want to finish something, I don't know how to lose, And there is a way to combat this. There is a way for you to avoid losing. Just play the game on an easier difficulty, I have a history of broken controllers that sometimes I just chuck across the room or slam on a table or the wall, or I throw down and step on. It's never the controller's fault, but gamers have this thing where it's a reflex, We just sort of like, I'm pretty sure if you're a gamer, whether you're casual or normal or hardcore, you can definitely relate to this. Sometimes it's a reflex, A small fleeting moment of quick frustration and boom, you throw your controller down against the wall, you don't even see it, It just happens. I have this problem, And when I get anxious, I can have a panic attack, I really do have a strong degree of anxiety. I start to hyperventilate, my heart beats faster, I start to feel hot and I sweat. I really do suffer from anxiety, and I am very, very prone to panic attacks. So if I play a game that's too hard, it's going to induce this in me, and I can even have a damn heart attack, If I'm playing a game and it starts to get frustrating, I stop. I immediately stop, I pause it, you know, or I go to the main menu, I close the game and play something else a little bit more light, you know. This is how I beat Cuphead and also The Evil Within, you know. The Evil Within is one of the hardest games I've ever played, and it's not even because the game itself is difficult, but because it's a horror game, you know. I had to take it in sessions, you know, like coming back to it over the course of a few days. All in all, I think it took me 2 weeks to beat it, you know. Same thing with Cuphead, you know. And whenever it got too hard, I just stopped. I stopped playing for a few hours or a day or two. Then I came back feeling recharged and went back to finish it, you know. But when a game is purposely made hard, you see, that's where I come to a crossroads. You see, recently in 2019, there was the release and subsequent rise to popularity of a game called Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice, you know, and this game here was notorious within the genre of games like Dark Souls and Bloodborne, you know, which are hard as hell. But the thing is that, as far as I know, it released with no difficulty setting, you know. Like, the game has just one setting, which is hard as hell. You know, it's tough as nails from beginning to end. You can't adjust the difficulty, you know, change the slider as far as I know. So it's a game that is literally only made for, quote, hardcore gamers, unquote, you know. It's like a casual gamer can't just pick up and play this game, you know. It's not like Trek to Yomi, you know, or Ghost of Tsushima. I don't really know too much about Ghost of Tsushima, but Trek to Yomi is a game where you can play on different difficulties, you know, where like they start to get harder and harder. There is the most, there's the easiest one where like enemies die with 1-2 hits, you know. It's a lot easier if you just want to take in the story, and starts to get worse and worse until you have the hardest difficulty, which I think is Kenzai, something of the sort, you know, where you die with 1 hit, you know. So it's really freaking crazy, and games like Sekiro and more recently Elden Ring are made for that part of the gaming community that feels like they are above everybody else in terms of skill, you know. This, I think, isolates a lot of the portion of the gamers that don't like hard games, you know, myself included. So I see people collecting, you know, like physical copies or digital downloads, what have you, of the entire Dark Souls or Demon Souls or Bloodborne series, you know, games like Cuphead and Elden Ring and then Sekiro, and they have all of the achievements, 100% or every single PlayStation trophy, you know. These people, to me, are psychopaths in disguise, man, you know. You can't, like, be so passionately in love and be so good at all of these insanely hard games and be a normal person at the same time, you know. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. It's not that I'm trying to say that it's wrong, you know. If you enjoy these games, it's cool, go for it, but don't ever try to be my friend because you scare me, you know. Like, I am an all-around recreational gamer. I love to play games that are in all different kinds of spectrums. I like really easy kids games, you know. I like medium difficulty regular games like RPGs or story-driven experiences, you know. I love choice-based games. Like, recently there was this game called As Dusk Falls, which I have been playing a lot, and I've almost gotten every single achievement, and also going through different archways, you know. Man of Medan, Until Dawn, those kinds of games, the Telltale games, I love them so much because they are episodic and give you such a rich, detailed story that you can explore and shape however you see fit, you know. I also love sports games, you know. I love games that are single player and driven, you know, like a Halo, for example, you know, where there's a single player story. BioShock, you know. I like games that are linear, that handhold me and guide me to the next objective, you know, from point A to point B until the end of the level, you know. But I also love games that are open world exploration, you know. And usually if it's open world, it's not too difficult, you know. I mean, the difficulty comes from how big the world itself is and how much you can explore in a given setting, you know. You can pour hundreds of hours into an open world game, and that's what I think is cool. And if it's open world and hard, then yeah, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to explore. When you're starting out playing a game like Zelda Breath of the Wild, for example, you know, like at the beginning you're gonna suck, have no weapons, no food, no items, just a few hearts, so anything can kill you, you know. But as you play and get better, upgrade your health and your items, your skills, your potions, this and that, you start to become so good that nothing scares you, you know. Imagine if Zelda Breath of the Wild was like Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, where it's hard all the way through. You start off, you know, spawning from that shrine, and immediately everything in the game can one-shot you even when you're at max level, you know. It sucks, dude. So when you make a game that's just made for I don't know, you make a game that's purposely very, very easy or one that's purposely very, very hard, you're going to isolate a different part of the gaming community as a whole. You know, you're going to divide them in spades. If games like Dark Souls, you know, or Bloodborne, those really hard-ass ones, you know, or Ninja Gaiden 2, if you gave those games an easier setting that, you know, could make it possible to be played, hey, maybe, just maybe, you would reach out to a wider audience, you know? Like the Doom games, for example. I played Doom Eternal on the Xbox, and to this day, I still haven't beaten it because I can't get past the final level, you know? And I'm playing on the easiest difficulty, which is, if I'm not mistaken, I'm too afraid to die. And even so, it's hard. But okay, it's a game that's meant to be difficult, even on the easiest difficulty. But still, it can appeal to a regular gamer like me. You know, I can get through this game, you know, on an easier difficulty. But somebody who prefers to play on the highest difficulty, like I said, psychopath in disguise, but it's your choice. Now, remember that aforementioned tweet that I talked about at the beginning of the video that sort of got me in the mood to record this one, you know? Well, I have it right here. I pulled it up. It's in Portuguese. I'm not going to translate it, but I'm just going to give you guys a general idea of what the person said, you know? Don't know if it's a man or a woman, but I feel like it's a guy. I don't know, man. This just has such a masculine mentality, you know? Basically saying that, you know, he's talking about the concept of a real gamer, right? That he's calling out people who he thinks aren't real gamers, you know? And basically, like, people who have a Nintendo Switch aren't gamers, you know? Only if you have a PlayStation 4, you're a real gamer, you know? And also, talking to women specifically, so there seems to be a little bit of sexism here as well, you know? Pokemon isn't a real game. Animal Crossing isn't a real game. The Sims isn't a real game. Super Mario isn't a real game, one of the highest selling games of all time, by the way. Stardew Valley isn't a real game. Mobile games aren't real games, you know. Telling them to stop playing these childish games and be a real gamer and do something that actually requires challenge and ability once in their lives, you know. This is the stupidest thing I've ever read, man, you know. And I have read quite a few things on Twitter. I have seen such things that, bro, like, I have seen so many things, and it seems to me that the majority of the stupid things that I see are here in Brazil from Brazilians, you know? Not trying to judge or spit on my own people or anything, but damn, man. Like, if you compare the stupidity of Brazilians to the stupidity of Americans, for example, we lose, man. We lose. And me being somebody who grew up in the United States and came back to Brazil many years later, it's really strange. I feel like I'm in the middle of a gorge or something, you know? I'm caught between a rock and a hard place because I'm not actually American, but I don't have anywhere near the mentality of a Brazilian, you know, the mindset of somebody from here. So it's really strange, but this is just absurd, you know? Like, guys, I really shouldn't have to remind anybody of this, especially in 2022, but video games are made for entertainment. You're supposed to play them to have fun and to relax, you know? After I come home from a long day of work, I work multiple jobs, man. I go around to different cities, you know? Like, I got my driver's license recently, which I'm going to talk about in another video. I gave you a little surprise there, I kind of ruined the surprise, but yes, I got my license, so I'm going to be driving from here on out, you know, to different cities. But like, when I come home from my multiple jobs, I like to relax, you know, and my downtime is usually playing a game that will relax me, you know? Whether it's a sports game, an easy kids game, you know, a game on the easiest difficulty, or one that doesn't really present too much of a challenge. I don't want a challenge. I want to relax. Jeez, if I wanted a challenge, I would walk around, you know, in Rio de Janeiro at night with my cell phone out. You know, if I wanted a challenge, I would punch a cop in the face and try to see how far I could run, you know? I mean, dude, games aren't made to be challenging, you know. There are games that are created to be harder, and those, okay, you can play those for a challenge. Oh, occasionally it does feel good to play a game that's longer or a little bit harder. Yeah, I get it, man. It does feel good, you know. It gives you a sense of accomplishment when you finish a hard game, you know. It does feel good, but it doesn't, like, I don't understand why people feel the need to only play hard games, you know. Like, their library is entirely comprised of Ninja Gaiden or Dark Souls or freaking Super Meat Boy or Cuphead, you know, or, you know, those games that are made to be rageful and make you want to throw yourself off a building, you know. That's not what video gaming is about, man, you know. I really miss the days when I was younger and being a real gamer was just enjoying playing games regardless of what the games were or the consoles you played them on, by yourself or with friends. But nowadays, if you're incapable of beating the entire Dark Souls saga in a week without dying online, people already call you a poser, man. That's not how it works, dude, you know? I am a passionate gamer, just in case my channel didn't already make that clear. I play a lot of different games here for you guys, you know, and I play even more so outside of YouTube, so that's what it is, man. It's an art form, you know? People who make games, I admire them so much. I really do, even more so than people who make movies, for example, you know? Because being a game developer is a lot harder than being a movie director, in my honest opinion, you know? So when a game takes years to be produced and comes out looking amazing, that to me just, dude, honestly, man, I really think that game developers should be looked towards, you know, with much more admiration than movie directors or screenwriters for TV shows, man, honestly. Where did the sunlight go? Oh, man, the day was so sunny. Now it's not. Look, let's be real here for a second, okay? Let's just be real. All of these people who consider themselves to be real, hardcore, authentic gamers, many of them are losers, dude. You know, a lot of them literally just play video games all day, you know? The vast majority are single, don't have spouses, you know? Are very likely virgins, never had any sexual encounters in their lifetime, you know? Like, the only interaction they've had with members of the opposite sex are through video games, you know? So, I mean, and it seems to me that the vast majority are men. I don't see a lot of women that are this extremist, you know? I do see a lot of hardcore girls, you know, gamer girls on Twitter, but they seem to be much more open, you know? They seem to be more accepting, and they are in love with playing everything, you know? Like, there was this one girl who I occasionally talk to. I have her on Xbox Live. Sometimes we play Rogue Company together, you know? And she's a hardcore gamer, dude. She's even more hardcore than me, you know? Like not that this means anything, it's just a small detail. She has more gamer score than I do, so she's definitely more addicted to unlocking achievements, you know? And she is much more skilled. I've seen her on Twitter, the clips that she posts of herself playing, you know? But like, if you talk to her, like, she'll like have any conversation with you about any game that you want, you know? She doesn't try to impose herself on you, like, I'm better than you, I'm hardcore and you're casual, you suck. That's not how she is, you know? But there are guys who are like this, you know, where they think that they're better, you know, especially if they're comparing themselves to women, you know, because girl gamers, you know, they are very, very popular today. There's the one, I think that the most popular streamer in the world, or one of, is a girl. I think it's Pokemon, you know? The point is that women have embraced gaming as an art form as well, you know? So today, there's nothing wrong with a girl gamer being better than a boy gamer, you know? Gotta get with the times, man. There are so many skilled YouTubers and streamers and just random gaming girls in general that I say that are so much better than guys, and they don't spread hate, you know? So why are we doing it? You know, it doesn't really make sense, man. You know, girls can be gamers too, and they can be a lot better than guys, okay? So, and to me, it doesn't really matter. As long as you're playing something and enjoying yourself, that's the important thing. That's what video gaming is, for crying out loud. It's for us to just chill and relax, man, you know? Whether you're playing by yourself or online. I hate playing online. I don't like it. I just despise it, okay? Maybe I'll explain that again in another video. I did do one some time ago, and maybe I'll redo it. I don't know. But I prefer to play by myself unless it's couch co-op or playing online with somebody who I actually know and like, you know? It just makes the experience a lot better for me, you know, because that's how it is, man, you know? I don't like playing games that are hard, and I don't like playing online with people that I don't know, because there's a very good chance that I'm going to hate everybody there, especially here in Brazil, you know? So that's just how it is, man. I don't feel the need to play games that are difficult. I just want to do whatever the hell I want, okay? And I think I'm gonna wrap this up here because I've been recording for over 20 minutes and I don't want this video to get too long because it's just a concept vlog. So yes, I think I might wrap it up here now, once and for all. So yes, let me know in the comments below what your opinions are. If you play hard games, easy games, not so hard, not so easy, let me know what your opinions are. Just give me your feedback, you know? But if you're coming here to start a fight, well, you're gonna get one. I'll just let you know already ahead of time. And that's it, guys. If you happen to like this video, please go ahead and give it a like, and also subscribe to my channel because I release videos every single day. And while you're at it, hit the notification bell to know exactly what time I upload, you know? Hit that notification bell, select your difficulty level, and just go and binge all of my videos because it's one video every single day and 2 on Sundays. And that's it, guys. This is Chazzy signing out for now. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Roll the outro screen.